Thank you for listening to today's episode of Medical Device Global Market Access by Pure Global. In this episode, we turn our attention to India, a rapidly growing and strategically important market for medical technology. On June 19, 2026, a significant potential policy shift was proposed by India's Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, or CDSCO. The proposal outlines a new framework that would permit hospitals to directly import a specific list of high-end medical devices. A move that could reshape the market access landscape for certain types of advanced medical technology. Currently, under India's medical device rules of 2017, all imported medical devices must be brought into the country through a licensed importer who holds a valid import license. This importer is the legal entity responsible for the product within India, handling everything from customs clearance to post-market surveillance obligations. The new proposal seeks to create an exception to this established process. It identifies a list of approximately 80 sophisticated and high-value medical devices, including equipment like MRI machines, CT scanners, and other advanced diagnostic and therapeutic systems. If enacted, this policy would allow hospitals and healthcare institutions to bypass the traditional licensed importer route and procure these specific devices directly from foreign manufacturers. The primary motivation behind this proposed framework is to accelerate the adoption of cutting-edge medical technology within the Indian healthcare system. Proponents argued that a direct import channel would reduce procurement timelines, potentially lower costs for hospitals by removing an intermediary, and ultimately provide patients with faster access to the latest diagnostic and treatment options available globally. This aligns with the Indian government's broader goals of modernizing healthcare infrastructure and improving patient outcomes. By creating a more direct supply chain for these critical, high-end devices, the aim is to eliminate logistical bottlenecks and administrative delays that can sometimes slow down the acquisition of essential equipment. This potential change has generated considerable discussion among stakeholders. For international manufacturers of the 80 specified devices, it could open up a new direct sales channel to a large and growing market. However, it also introduces significant new questions about liability and regulatory responsibility. On the other side, domestic manufacturers and existing licensed importers have voiced serious concerns. They argue that the current system, with a licensed importer as the single point of contact, ensures accountability for the device's entire lifecycle in India. Key concerns revolve around patient safety. Who will be responsible for proper installation, calibration, and user training if there is no local license holder? How will post-market surveillance and adverse event reporting be managed effectively? There is a fear that without a dedicated, licensed entity overseeing these activities, there could be gaps in safety monitoring and technical support, potentially compromising patient care. Given that this is still a proposal under stakeholder consultation, now is a critical time for manufacturers to engage and prepare. We recommend several practical actions for regulatory, quality, and market access teams. First, actively monitor the CDSCO's consultation process. The details of this proposal are not yet finalized, and feedback from the industry will be crucial in shaping the final regulations. Submitting well-reasoned comments, either directly or through industry associations, can help address potential ambiguities and ensure the final framework is practical and safe. Second, manufacturers should proactively review their post-market surveillance and service strategies for India. If a direct-to-hospital model becomes a reality, you will need a robust plan. This includes defining clear responsibilities for installation, maintenance, complaint handling, and adverse event reporting. You may need to establish a direct service presence in India or partner with qualified local technical service providers. Third, evaluate your existing relationships with Indian distributors and importers. This proposal could significantly alter your business model. It is essential to communicate with your partners and strategize how you might operate in a hybrid market where some devices go through importers and others are sold directly. Finally, begin to model the logistical and compliance costs associated with a direct import channel. This includes understanding customs procedures, service infrastructure requirements, and the legal framework for direct sales to determine if this new pathway is a viable and advantageous route for your products. The CDSCO's proposal represents a potentially transformative moment for India's medical device market. While it promises faster access to technology, It also raises important questions about regulatory oversight and patient safety that must be carefully addressed. If your company needs assistance navigating the complexities of global market access in India or other regions, please check out Pure Global. We specialize in developing regulatory strategies and managing submissions to get your products to market efficiently. You can find free AI tools and a comprehensive regulatory database in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.